I get it, there's nothing more frustrating than scrolling through a dozen listings, seeing a sleek rectangular tank that looks like it'll solve all your hauling headaches, only to find out once it's in the back of your truck that it doesn't actually fit, or that you need a whole extra set of equipment just to make it work. You've probably already imagined loading up the tank, pulling into a job site, and then realizing the pump you thought came with it is missing, or that the dimensions don't line up with your short bed pickup. That's the kind of buyer's regret I'm trying to help you dodge today. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about what this tank actually is. The RDS MFG INC 71791 is a 91-gallon rectangular transfer liquid tank. It's not a pre-wired fuel system, it's just the steel container, no pump, no hose, no pickup tube, no nozzle. That's a crucial point because it means you have to bring your own dispensing gear if you want to move the liquid out of the tank. It also means the price you see is for the tank alone, which can be a blessing or a curse depending on how prepared you are. If you already own a pump and the appropriate hoses, you're basically buying a massive, sturdy box that will hold a lot of liquid. If you're hoping it comes as a turnkey solution, you'll need to budget for the extras. Who should consider this tank? Think of anyone who regularly needs to transport large volumes of non-hazardous liquids, farmers moving water or feedstock, contractors hauling diesel or kerosene to remote sites, RV enthusiasts who want a dedicated fuel reserve, or even boat owners who need a spare tank for trips. The 91-gallon capacity is enough to fill a standard 30-gallon generator twice, or to carry a full day's worth of water for a small crew. If your workday revolves around moving liquids in bulk and you already have a pump system, the RDS tank can be a real workhorse. Now, who should walk away? If you drive a compact pickup with a bed shorter than about 70 inches, you'll probably find the rectangular shape too long to sit comfortably without overhanging the cab. The product description says fits some short beds, measure before ordering, and that's not a gentle suggestion, it's a warning. Also, if you're looking for a plug-and-play fuel solution, you'll be disappointed. The absence of a pump and the need for a separate pickup tube means you'll have to source those parts elsewhere, and that adds both cost and installation time. Finally, if you need a tank that's certified for high-pressure gasoline dispensing, this isn't it. The tank is allowed for gasoline auxiliary fueling only if you siphon from the top, which is fine for occasional top-offs but not ideal for high-flow applications. Let's break down the practical strengths that actually matter once you have the tank in your garage. First, the sheer volume. 91 gallons translates to roughly 340 liters, a size that lets you make fewer trips between the source and the job site. That alone can shave hours off a week's work. Second, the rectangular profile is deliberately designed for certain bed dimensions, especially the short bed pickups that many contractors favor because they're easier to maneuver in tight urban lots. The shape also distributes weight more evenly across the bed, which can reduce the stress on your truck's suspension compared to a round, off-center tank that might cause a wobble at highway speeds. Another strength is the flexibility around fuel type. The tank is listed as allowing gasoline auxiliary fueling when you siphon from the top. That means you can safely store gasoline for a short period without having to invest in a dedicated fuel-specific tank. Just make sure you have a proper vent and that you don't exceed the recommended fill level. Overfilling can create pressure buildup and a safety hazard. The ability to use the same tank for diesel, kerosene, or even water makes it a versatile addition to a fleet that deals with multiple liquids. Now for the trade-offs. The biggest hidden cost is the need for accessories. A reliable pump, a sturdy pickup tube, and a nozzle are not optional if you expect to transfer liquids quickly. In my experience, a decent transfer pump for diesel or gasoline runs anywhere from $80 to $150, and you'll also need a hose rated for the chemical you're moving. Forgetting those parts can leave you staring at a full tank you can't empty, which defeats the purpose of the purchase. Weight is another factor. An empty 91-gallon steel tank weighs roughly 150 to 200 pounds, and that jumps to over 800 pounds when filled with water. Even with a light liquid like gasoline, you're still adding several hundred pounds to your vehicle's payload. If your truck is already near its maximum gross vehicle weight rating, you could unintentionally exceed legal limits, risking fines and safety issues. Securing the tank with proper straps is essential. The rectangular design gives you flat surfaces.